is this video is part of a series of interesting uh, ideas, concepts, and passages from the Yerushalmi, sponsored by TalmudYerushalmi.org. And today's interesting Yerushalmi is the Yerushalmi Sotah Daf Zayin Amud Aleph. Yerushalmi Sotah Daf Zayin Amud Aleph is discussing Shimshon. Both Rav and Yerushalmi discuss Shimshon. Both have their own angles as usual. And specifically, I'd like to bring to your attention the Meshech Chochmo's interpretation of Yerushalmi here. And the Meshech Chochmo here says on this interpretation which he gives that this interpretation was given to him in a dream, which makes it all the more fascinating. And here the Yerushalmi says concerning the travels of Shimshon and his parents coming down to arrange the marriage of Shimshon to his first Philistine fiancée. Along the way, they came down to the vineyards of Timnath. Amar Shulvar Yitzchak said, Malamed, it teaches us, that his father and mother would mother-in-law would show him, Karmei Timnasa, they showed him, the vineyards of Timnath, Zruin Kilaim, that they're planted with Kilaim. Va'omim lo, and they said to him, B'ni, our son, Kishem shekarmeim Zruin Kilaim, just like their vineyards are planted with Kilaim, Kach Mnosem Zuz Kilaim, so too the daughters are planted with Kilaim. Now, the Korban Eda says that Kach Mnosem Zuz Kilaim Mamzerim, they are illegitimate. Murvavim, mixed, minabal, from the husband, vanov, and the adulterer. Now, let's explain that a little bit. Kilaim, of course, forbidden mixtures. You're forbidden to plant together. The way we would take this under simple shot circumstances is that we're talking about kilei kerem. Kilei kerem means where grain and grapes are grown together, and in such cases, the produce is forbidden, was not allowed to benefit from it of any sort, and certainly not allowed to eat it. However, the Meshech Chochmo doesn't learn that way. I should first finish the Korban Eda and say what impels the Gemara to say this pshat is that if not for this purpose, why was this travel recorded in Tanakh? Tanakh is not a travel log. Why would it tell us that they passed Kira Karmei Timnas? It must be in order to allude to some sort of musar which the parents gave him. But getting back to the Meshech Chochmo as opposed to the simple meaning, the Meshech Chochmo understands that this Gemara is talking not about Kilei Kerem, but about Kilei Elon. Kilei Elon is when you graft two types of fruit trees together, such as the classic example would be a peach and a plum tree together, which gives you a nectarine. That is forbidden to do, and that is forbidden even for non-Jews. It's a common misconception that there are only 7 Noahide laws. Shev Mitzvah Noach. It's not true. There are actually a few more. One of them is kilaim. They're forbidden to plant kilaim as well. Not just Jews. It's a universal prohibition. However, there's a difference between kilei kerem and kilei elon. Kilei kerem, the produce of the mixed vineyard, mixed with grain, is forbidden, as you mentioned. But the produce of a graft is permitted. Otherwise, we're not allowed to eat nectarines. So the produce of the graft is permitted, even though prohibition has been transgressed. So therefore, the Meshech Chochmo wants to say the halacha is that a child born out of an adulterous relationship to non-Jews is not prohibited in any way, shape, or form. If that child converts, they can marry any Jew they want. He says that the linkage here was that made here is that adultery of a non-Jew is like kilayim of a tree. It's like kilayim of a tree is forbidden, but the produce is not forbidden. So the act is forbidden, not the produce. So too, in the case of the adulterous relationship between two non-Jews, the act is forbidden. B'nei Noach Mitzurim La'arayos. Non-Jews are forbidden to engage in adulterous relationships. But, and in fact, it's punishable by death. But in the produce of that union is not considered to be kilain. It's considered prohibited. It's considered to be permitted as long as the child, of course, converts. They can marry a Jewish, normal Jewish person. And again, as I said, he mentions that this was davar zeh b'chalom. This interpretation was given to him in a dream. Now, of course, according to this, what the parents are telling Shimshon is not that his children would be halachically forbidden love of a cult to enter the congregation of Israel, even if the Philistine woman who he married would be adulterous, but rather they were trying to say that even if you convert her, nevertheless, they are people who engage in licentious behavior. Why would you want to involve yourself with these people engaged in licentious behavior? It's not going to give you a happy marriage.